Hello and welcome to MxMLive. We are delighted to have here with us Mr. Srinivasan Swamy, who is president of the 3 Years of I, which is the Advertising Agencies Association of India, and he is executive group chairman of RK Swamy. And of course, he has various hats, which if I decide to read out, it will be perhaps half an hour. Vanakkam, Swamy sir, how are you?
I'm doing well, sir. Thanks for having me on the show. It's always a pleasure to meet with you.
It is always a pleasure to have you. And, there are just so many things to talk about because we haven't interviewed you for a while. And I thought we must first start with the good news of 3 Years of I completing 80 years. It's an amazing journey that 3 Years of I has had. And you have been involved with 3 Years of I as a president for the fourth time. You have been a recipient of the 3 Years of I Lifetime Achievement Award. Your father, your illustrious father, was president, as well as he has been a recipient of the Lifetime Achievement Award. So, your thoughts on 80 years of 3 Years of I?
I think, I'm still not organized with thoughts what I want to say for the function on 19, but I can tell you one thing. If 3SFI was not there as an institution, the industry would have had a different trajectory than what it did have. Because I think 3SFI shaped the way the industry was shaped. I think we have protected at many times the many threats that came to the industry from various quarters. I think 3SFI has been an important anchor for the industry to actually navigate through our difficult times in the past.
Over a period of time, we've seen over the last few years, some extraneous circumstances. You had the pandemic affecting the entire media ecosystem, and times have been generally a little tough these days. But how do you think has advertising, because if 3 Years of I has been, as you said, anchor of the entire ecosystem, how do you say has the agencies moved from then to now?
I think, as you rightly pointed out, I think COVID has been a big game changer. People have been talking about before COVID era and after COVID era. That's a reality that has hit us. There's another era that has come about is before AI era and after AI era. So that's another new dimension of what dimension. Before people used to call before digital era and after digital era. I think we have been marked with several eras as the industry goes. The first major disruption for the industry came through television.
That's right.
The next big, I think, interruption came from digital in 2000.
And you were a disruptor. Hansa Vision was part of the entire bandwagon, as one would say.
We did whatever we could to assist the momentum to make that disruption possible. But I'm saying, we can say 80 years of 3SFI has seen the industry transform itself from a very protective economy to where foreign brands were unwelcome, to an era where foreign brands, Indian brands were together, marketed, and then the era where Indian brands were altogether dropped and foreign brands could do whatever they want to do. So we have navigated through all of those. We also see the rise of many Indian brands. We have seen the fall of many foreign brands. We have seen many mergers and acquisitions that have taken place here. I think PSFI has been a steady witness to all the changes that have taken place, some good, many bad, but nevertheless, it's something that we have to embrace. We can't avoid it.
It's interesting that you say some good, many bad, but let me not, take you on that. But, clearly from what I understand, and it's very easy for one to see that the days of the big agency, the big madmen of the industry, as one would say, has almost kind of over, because, whether you like it or not, unfortunately, we've had the passing of Piyush Pandey, who was such a huge leader and spoke for the entire Indian advertising scene. You've had a host of greats who've been there and who have moved on, but also you have the large agencies not being as impactful as they were, and you have a lot of independents who have come in. So so do you see that 3 years of I will perhaps will change over the next few years?
I think with fewer agencies being available because of the merger and acquisitions and all that, it is an important byproduct that many independents will actually take root, because once the consolidation takes place, the senior leadership of the company will shrink, and the people who have been doing the business for the last 20, 30 years will not do anything else other than what advertising is all about. So they won't set up their own business. They'll set up agencies. And the big difference between these independent agencies and so-called legacy agencies is that the independent agencies do not have the overheads of a large agency. The guy who's actually the owner is the account housing man. He by and large could be a creator person. He also could be, a big film producer himself. So I'm saying they have multiple ads and the overheads are lower. They're able to offer personalized service to the advertiser. And therefore, there's a lot of merit for advertisers from advertiser point of view to go with so-called independence. Once, in any case, most of the companies today are engaging these independent agencies for projects. They don't want the media is separately bought out. They need the good TV commercials be produced or digital films be produced, and then they engage media agencies to work with them to distribute that message. So, world has changed. As I said, deception is here to stay. The world is very different from what it was even pre-COVID.
Right. But also means, of course, there'll be a lot of new faces that will perhaps come into 3 years of I as well, because right now you have yourself and a host of others who've been there for years, but as the agency structure moves, there will be a lot of new faces as well who will come.
100%. I think I probably will have seen the news item where we've changed the entrance fee and all that to let smaller agencies come in. We had entrance fee of 5 lakhs of rupees. We made it 1 lakh. We also reduced the fee structure in a way that smaller agencies can participate with a smaller annual fee. We are hoping that many of those independent agencies will become members of 3SFI. So we believe that they will be the backbone of our industry as we move forward. So it's important for us to have embraced a lot of digital agencies, a lot of independent agencies to join us, creative agencies. Media agencies typically would continue to be large ones, but I think digital and creative agencies could be, not very large. They could be owner-driven. That's the target we are going after.
With Hindustan Lever saying that it's going to spend half its ad spends internationally, may not necessarily be in India, through influencers. So clearly that, with when you have the biggest spender saying that, other than outside of the government, saying that, then there's obviously going to be a tectonic change. But be that as it may, how do you think it will impact? How do you think has it impacted Goa Fest, which is going to happen in a few days from now? This interview is going to be appearing on Tuesday. So how do you see Goa Fest? It has changed over a period of time. I remember you were heading the Goa Fest organization some years back, when in a year when one wasn't very sure whether the event would happen. There were a lot of naysayers, if we remember that. But it happened, and I think over a period of time we have seen a lot of agencies not participating, a lot of new agencies of the year being anointed. So clearly that has had an impact on Goa Fest as well, or on the Abbey.
You actually raised multiple points. Let me try and answer some of them. The most important thing is Goa Fest is not going away anywhere. Goa Fest is going to flourish. is going to be there, and it's going to be actually taking maybe new forms, shapes and forms, but it will be continuing to be relevant to the industry at large. The year we talked about is 2014, when there was some issue relating to whether the Goa Fest happened, not happened, whether we find the money, not find the money. And 2014 is when I came back as chairman of Goa Fest and shifted the venue from Zuri White Sands to Grand Hyatt. We wanted to get it indoors. We said that the Grand Hyatt has got a capacity of 2,000 people auditorium, and we brought that in, and that made a big difference. That year, the first year, we made tons of money. Okay, while we also decided to not bury Goa Fest, we also decided to make sure that we reduce the cost and made it more productive. And it was a turning point, if you may call it that we brought Goa Fest indoors for the first time, while we did keep some of the important elements outdoor. And talking about what's happening currently, I think Goa Fest is refreshed itself regularly. If you know, there's advertising rock, advertising place, there's advertising fresh. Then Goa fresh for young people to join. So we have lots of elements that we added that makes it more relevant and more important for different audiences to engage with us. And
I can see that you have a lot of marketers who are coming there this year.
Marketers also are coming. No, I just want to answer one more question before I come to the marketers part, which is something you raised. The last few years, if you look at the winnings of Goafest, awards that have been given away to Goafest. While the legacy agencies also are winning big, you can't ignore the fact that many independent agencies have been winning big as well. Okay. If you look at the list of winners, you'll notice that the legacy agencies may put in some 200 work and they may win 8 pieces of work. The small agencies would put in 10 pieces of work and they'll win 4 pieces of work. Okay. So that, to our mind, is a big shift. Many small agencies, independent agencies have been winning Goafest. Digitally is winning Goafest. To me, it's a welcome thing. Goafest will certainly be more welcome from the broadcaster's point of view, from the small producers' point of view, film producer team, from film producers' point of view, from small agency point of view, digital agency's point of view. They all would see more elements at Goafest because they see something that there's something in it for them.
That's good to hear, but clearly the proof of the pudding is in the participation of not just of in the entries, but also people coming in. While has that had an impact on the tickets to of attendees?
We are getting numbers. We're getting numbers from not the usual places that we used to get. But I tell you, COVID has changed everything. COVID has changed many people are not allowed to travel in big companies. People are not allowed to take, pay for delegate promotion, for delegate fees and all that. So travel is restricted. Delegate fees are restricted. Overall, I think, so-called big companies do not want to let people go and participate in all this program. I think it's a post-COVID phenomenon. And that's true not only in India, across the world. Even in Cannes Lion Festival, the number of people participating now physically have gone down significantly compared to what they had before. So is Spike Asia, so Sadfest in Pattaya. So it is not as though that it's a phenomenon that's new to India. Post-COVID, less people are traveling. It's a reality in life. We've got to accept it. We have to embrace it. But we are marketing it more wider so that we have more audiences coming in from different other what should I say, categories of people.
Clearly, I think, the business has changed, and there is, apart from COVID, what has also happened is with the skirmishes between Iran and some other parts of the world.
No, I'm not talking broad strokes. I'm saying whatever the war that you've seen now would have had its own impact this year. But certainly the advertising budgets are shrinking. That's reality. People are struggling. All the media companies are struggling to make the kind of profit they used to make before. So it's a challenge for everybody.
But despite that, you've got a fair number of sponsors.
We get lucky, so that's all. We work hard, we get lucky. Hard work gets luck.
I guess you also have all the media agency gods calling the broadcasters, hey, listen, please advertise.
If you notice, we have even advertisers coming in to sponsor us. It is not as though advertisers also are not sponsored. So we are not only media companies, we also have non-media companies. We have market companies coming in sponsoring us. We have advertisers sponsoring us. So we have a broad spectrum of people supporting us. So I'm saying, as I said, when the market is shrinking at one space, you go and hunt somewhere else. You don't go to a place where the market is shrinking. You go widen your terrain. That's what we did.
From the little I remember of 2014, and before that, you're helming the IAA, the India chapter, and internationally. Clearly, impossible is not a word in your dictionary, and you are only hyperactive. Otherwise, how do you think, coming back to 3 years of I, how would you, in the light of your hyperactive persona, how do you ensure that 3 years of I, and of course, I know you're not really speaking for the ad club, but as an advertising person, as an advertising agency owner, you are also a member of the ad club. How do you ensure that these associations are relevant for the lowest common denominator, for the person who's just joined an agency last week?
The problem today, which is something that I'm addressing in my, hopefully I'll address it in the speech when I speak on 19th. We need to encourage the new youngsters to join 3SFI and make contribution. They are not fully familiar with the contribution association like 3SFI are making to the direct dimension of growth that the industry can have. I think there's an old line my father used to say, the industry is the hand that feeds us. So any amount of time you give to the industry that feeds us is not wasted time. Yeah, people should start realizing. People should start realizing that this is the industry that is feeding us, and we should actually do something for the industry to strengthen the industry, to shape the industry, to do whatever that it takes to keep the industry at a high gear, so that we can reap the rewards from it. And I want the young generation to start realizing that it's important for them to be involved, because unless they don't want to be in this industry, then they should go to e-commerce industry, whatever they want to do, it's up to them. But if there are a lot of passion of youngsters in this industry, because then they only look, no 2 days in the agency business is the same. We have 2 different challenges every day. We meet different customers. We handle different marketing problems, communication problems, various negotiation problems. I can tell you, no other industry gives you the mix of job that this industry gives you. It is full. I think it makes you a wholesome man, wholesome person.
Well, clearly, see, when people like yourself got into the industry associations, yourself, people like Pradeep Guha, Bhaskar Das, Arvind Sharma, across the board, when people came in, you all were so much younger, in your 40s and 30s, etc. And we need a lot more people coming in and getting, taking positions of office in some of these industry associations, and not just the, if I might use the word uncharitably, the usual suspects.
You're right. Actually, when I got into 3SFI, I was in my mid-40s. Okay, I think that's the time when we realized the importance of industry bodies.
That's right.
That's when I think we are senior enough to know that we are not in a island. Actually, we are the island, yes, maybe, but it's part of the island is part of a large ocean ecosystem where we need to coexist with the rest of the world. And And that realization actually comes in only after being beaten up in the industry for at least 20 years.
Right.
Okay. And I think I would therefore urge the agency people today who are probably around 45 or whatever at the time to take more active interest in the affairs of association like 3SFI because it's important for their own future to see how they can shape the industry. We can let the industry form its own shape, or you can actually guide the industry to form the shape that you want it to take. That's important.
Absolutely. I think very well said. And all the very best for Goa Fest. Congratulations once again on 80 years of the 3 years of I. May it be more relevant than ever before. May it also change with the times, as you very rightly said, and may you attract a lot more younger talent in your membership as well as in your managing committee. Thank you very much, Mr. Srinivasan Swamy, for
Thank you for the time on a Saturday afternoon, forenoon rather. It's not easy to get a journalist to work on a Saturday afternoon. So
journalists are working all the time, but to get somebody like a Mr. Srinivasan K Swamy to be there on a Saturday afternoon, and I know how busy a person you are, and apart from the industry associations, your own businesses. So thank you very much, and look forward to seeing you at Goa Fest. And thank you very much.
Am I seeing you on 19th?
I'm seeing you on the 19th. Yes. Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you. See you there. Bye. God bless.